I think the biggest difference, I think there's a tendency after the financial crisis, the global financial crisis, to think that every time there is a financial crisis, it's the big one. It's the 100-year storm. And I think we have to get used to the fact that these things are part and parcel of just the Sturm and Drang of financial markets. When we had the 10% correction in August, if you remember, it was the longest period ever where you didn't have a 10% correction. It was 48 months. Now that the Fed is starting to normalize rates, I think this is going to be a more normal part. Unfortunately, it's just a more normal part of the markets.
And James, I'm not sure you're a market timer, because I think looking at your strategy, you figure if you buy quality stuff that has maybe some yield, that you can ride through periods like this, and eventually things will sort themselves out. Do you ever go to all cash, or do you always stay pretty fully invested?
You know, we always try to stay fully invested, because it's so hard to predict what's going to happen that it's better to be prepared. And we think to be prepared, when you have a lot of volatility and a lot of these macro drivers are moving the markets around and you have a lot of overreaction, it's best to focus on those low volatility defensive stocks that pay high yield, because that'll help you weather the storm more effectively.
So did dividend plays work out over the past year as well as other plays, or?
Dividend plays in the low volatility defensive space paid out extremely well. There was a very large outperformance both last year and starting the year. That's been the flight to quality.
You didn't lose money.
We actually made money in some globally. We were actually positive last year. And also, you're seeing that year to date. There's just so much less of a downdraft. You're catching a lot less of that downdraft.
Do either of you think that because when you have a down year, normally the next year is better, and it's an election year, and I like the NFC too, don't you guys think that the teams there might...
From the Super Bowl indicator?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that it's going to be an NFC.
Joe, let's put it this way. I mean, you have to play the odds, right? And I would say there's no economic model we've ever done that would tell you that you get a recession in the United States after oil prices are down 70%.
So weird, yeah.
Right. I mean, now it was the first time for everything.
Because we've never had a supply. It's never been supply. It's always been demand. Because we thought supply would never go up. We always thought the Saudis had us by the throat. How's that?
Right. Yeah. So and now you have a situation where the unemployment rate's 5% by the short throats. The unemployment rate of 5%. You have auto sales close to 18 million units.
I feel like that's paid. I feel like you paid that forward.
I mean, I think it's in. But I would also say that, again, you have to look at just the fact that wages seem to be bottoming. Oil prices in the United States, my goodness, it is an enormous tailwind. It is a tax cut.
Although you saw United Airlines actually used it as a reason that their numbers were down because they had fewer people flying into Houston, their hub.
Yeah, I guess you could
that
claim.
Was the first time
you could claim anything, but I mean,
by oil prices dropping.
Right,
it's the world.
It's very tough to make that claim in a developed market, especially the United States, which is so consumption driven.